guys normally make just weren't going down. What'd you see on that end?
I think it was a combination of we missed some shots, but they put their hands on us, was physical, denied us, tried to take us out of some of our offense. And, when teams are physical with us, we have a tendency to get stagnant. And that's when you got to play with more force, more execution, more communication on the defensive end. And they kind of knocked us on our heels early. And then once they did, it was just hard for us to get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, and then with what Devin did specifically, I mean, was that just a lot of tough shot making? I mean, what if anything could you guys have done to make it more difficult on him, you think?
Well, he's got to feel us from the start and give him credit. Heck of a scorer. He had a terrific game, but we have to be better. We know it. Our guys in the locker room know it. We're okay with tough shots, but he got some easy ones too. He got some easy baskets in transition. And when a guy has it going like that, you can't give him anything easy. And a part of it was him, and he's talented. He can score, and some of it was us just not collectively playing with the physicality that it takes to take a score like that away.
And even during the moments when y'all were able to get the ball out of his hands, they were able to kind of get it to the middle of the floor and spray it out to the shooters. I guess how much of that was, like you talked about, just not feeling y'all on defense or not being able to execute overall on defense?
A lot of it is we threw different looks at them, but even when we did, our rotations weren't clean on the backside. And so, we need to go back to watching some film on it, and we'll have a day off tomorrow and come back and just be better. Tonight was not a great night on our part, and we got to own that and look at it and try to see where we can improve.
Obviously, the threes were a big part of the win a couple of nights ago. The first half, you guys go 3 of 20. How much of that were the threes y'all were taking, or how much of it was just shots not falling?
Say it again.
How much of it was the threes y'all were taking versus just shots not falling?
I give them some credit for sure. Like I said, I thought that they knocked us on our heels, and some of the shots that we normally would make, we were a little hesitant. Just across the board, all of our guys were, and some shots just didn't fall as well. So it was a combination.
Well, in addition to that shot selection question, what about Zion and Jonas? They seem to have it going in the first half. Were you happy that they got enough touches and shots?
Yeah, I thought they played well. Both of those guys played well. But we just didn't play well enough as a team to win the game. And that's what matters to our group is even when we have individual performances that are great, which we want, we want that to contribute to wins. And tonight, collectively, all of us, wasn't our best night.
Were you surprised that the team wasn't able to make a run at all in the second half?
I don't know if it's a surprise. It's just, we have to come out with the mindset that we are going to make a run. And every time we got a little momentum, they hit some big shots on us.
Really just stepping out, looking at the big picture a little bit. You're entering the second half of the season now. One of the positives that you guys have had is your main guys have been mostly available. Your starting group is the most you've had since you've been here. They have struggled a little bit as a unit. Just how would you analyze why they're facing those struggles, particularly on the defensive end?
That's exactly what it is. That group has to be committed to defending. That's where their biggest struggles are. We've talked about it and had honest discussions about it. And that's the challenge. That's the challenge for them. For us as a coaching staff is to try to put them in a position where we can be better defensively. They can score, but we got to guard.
In moving forward, if that's something that doesn't improve to your satisfaction, is there a threshold where you guys would consider shaking things up with that group and just trying something different here?
Possibly, but that'll be a private discussion that happens later if that's the case, for sure.
Coach, you talked about how they came out and knocked you on your heels. And that seems to have been a theme when it comes to teams punching you in the mouth first and not being able to punch back. What is the consistency that happens in those moments?
We stop executing on both ends of the floor. But there's been times where we played physical teams, and when they take us out of our offense and things aren't flowing easily for us, there's been some tendencies for us to get stagnant. And the message to our team is that those are the moments where we have to play with more force, continue to trust, share the ball, and continue to communicate and execute our game plan defensively. And tonight, we didn't do that at a high enough level to win the game. Okay, thank you. Yep.
Wow. For all things Pelicans, man, you're now tuned into the Pelican Postgame Report. Much love to the fam. Appreciate y'all being here for this episode of the Pelican Postgame Report. Suns clip Pels Wings 123-109. It was a very interesting game, man. Booker lit the Pelicans up, 52 points. Durant in the casual 26. The Pelicans in the tizzy, man. This was a tough one after watching what we seen in the previous game, man. Quite up and down roller coaster of a ride we're currently going under. So shout out to the fam. Y'all please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. By all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. PPR, we up in this thing, man. I'm Big Q. We got DC and Lexxah ready to chime in on tonight's matchup. This was one, man, here. Wow. I don't know what to say about it, but Booker, man, dude, he just lit the Pelicans up, man. And everybody else just followed suit, man. And Durant just did his little thing too. So let's talk about it, man. We'll start off. DC Lex, welcome on in, man. Appreciate y'all being in the stream tonight. The Pelicans go down. Let's hear it. DC, you're not playing guitar right now.
I was listening to a song. Come on. I see no change. Wake up in the morning and it's like.
Okay.
Oh, all right. That's
All right. I thought you was playing your guitar. My bad. I got you.
setting the mood, man. The song kind of, highlighted the game for me, man. You think you see something different? You get a few lineups that work, and as soon as adversity hits, we just go back to what we've been doing. But nonetheless, this is a good Suns team. I'm happy that Devin Booker didn't score more than 71 points. At one point, I was slightly on suicide watch for that. We got everything, all of the fans and everybody in the building. You got the Mardi Gras going on. So many artists. They finally incorporated the local music arena. They put a new court out there that looked amazing. And we just got our ass kicked. Awesome, isn't it?
Not really, but not actually, DC. I think it wasn't a good look tonight, but like I said, man,
it was well scripted.
Well scripted.
Please read between the lines.
The matchup indicator said we had a 60% chance of winning.
I told you that's for gambling purposes. Hey, am I right or am I right about it?
Yeah, you're right on that one.
Hey, look, every time I say that, I'm just playing on people's perception. So you know what I'm saying? It all depends on how you look at it.
Yeah, man. The Pels, we couldn't get out our own way. Couldn't hit a shot. Couldn't play defense. I guess I can't say they couldn't rebound. I mean, they were shooting so horrible. Of course, Phoenix going to get more rebounds than us. But we just looked discombobulated. This didn't look like the same team I saw from Charlotte. Obviously, you didn't expect them to play the way they did against the Suns, like how they did against Charlotte. But yeah, it's just upsetting that it isn't at least a close game. Okay, you lose this one, you lose it respectfully, whatever. But to get blowed out pretty much from midway on in the first quarter to the end of the game, and Book having the showing he did, even on an off night, man, you just shouldn't have a lot of games like that. Every team has some games like that during the season, but they have more than I would like with the Pels, man. We did do a lot of blowing people out, but I just looking at it like this, in a game like this, when the crowd shows up, you got the spirits high in the city, everything you're doing in the arena, and it's the Phoenix Suns. Like, you just got to put out a better showing than this. But everybody was clearly off tonight. But I think when you look at the players, they were all off, but so was our coach too. So go ahead, Lex.
Now, why
Can't
would
say
you
nothing
end with
tonight.
that and then say my name? I resent that, DC. I
I'm
resent
sorry.
that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want people to get the wrong idea, man. I'm just trying to state out things that are that need to be addressed. You know,
All right,
I know
man.
it's a lot
I
about
respect it.
him,
I respect it.
but let's see, where do I want to start? I want to talk about the Suns real quick. I want to talk about them. First off, they were ready. They were ready for the Pels tonight. They were really ready. The vibes of the game were similar to when the Pels played the Denver Nuggets. After the Pels blew out the Warriors, the next game against the Denver Nuggets, like we were saying that, hey, the team needs to come out, because I mean to blow out to hand the Warriors the worst blowout loss on their home floor, that was a big deal. Well, Denver actually had, saw that. Okay. That was historical, right? Historical. They played against Denver, and Denver stepped on the Pels. I mean, it was like they came out and threw the first punch, and I mean, it was just, the energy that they had was just crazy. They were hitting everything, couldn't miss. Of course, it was on their home floor. So I look at this Pels game. What happened against Charlotte? What happened, DC?
They look phenomenal on the road.
A historical night shooting the 3-point shot.
There you go.
Just like that Warriors game. Just like that Warriors game, blew the Warriors out on their home court by 36 points. Look at what happened. Another historical night against the Charlotte Hornets. And the next game, what happened? Only this time it was on the Pels home court. I mean, the Suns, like, they came with it. They were ready. They were like, oh, okay. They had a historical night, shooting from three. And you know what? You know how I can tell how they prepared. They prepared like the Pels were not known to be a shooting team. That's how they prepared. They prepared for their inside game. And guess what? They basically called the Pels bluff. Y'all are not a consistent 3-point shooting team. This is still new for you all. You all have not shown the lead that you can consistently knock down that 3-point shot. And that's why I've said that, many times, because it's true. This team is not known for the 3-point shooting. We're entering new territory because there's not a large sample size. It's not a large sample size. The Suns came out, they played physical. They played with a lot of plays. Actually, I looked at the Suns and I was like, golly, y'all playing like how the Pels should be playing against y'all. They were actually playing the Pels game. And let me tell you something. The Suns are not known as a defensive team. They have offensive juggernauts, but they're not known for their defense. So that right there, like, really stuck out. I mean, they got so many. Every time I looked up, they got so many steals, and I was like, man, this is crazy, because they're not even known for that. But they were making everything. They were making everything, and the Pels were missing everything. And really, it kind of goes back to what I was saying about Willie Green, but it's for the team as well. This team is consistently inconsistent, because we had a great game. We've had a few great games of great shooting, but man, when this team is off, oh my gosh, this team is off. It's off, and off like bad. Like, it was bad enough the team was missing shots, but man, they were missing shots bad, hitting the side of the backboard, hitting right next to, on the backboard, like with, a little bit away from the rim. I'm like, oh man, we just having all types of problems finding the goal, finding everything. So, um, that was kind of crazy. As far as the changes, I know everybody, didn't have the greatest night, but you know, Zion, for the most part, he did have it going. I think his rhythm was there was a lot of hiatus in his rhythm. I did see where when he shot that three, um, that was around the time for him to be subbed out, because he's always the first starter to be subbed out. Trey came to the table. He shot that three, and Willie Green told him to go back and sit down, because he had it going. Which I think that's the first time Willie's ever done anything like that. But I'm looking at throughout the game, it's like that rhythm was so broken, and then he had to find it again. Again, the inside was vulnerable. The inside was vulnerable because nobody else was really hitting anything. We did start going kind of like every man for himself in that third quarter. It's almost like there was some type of a plan, but then there wasn't. And I think another thing is that anytime you see that your team is not really in a strong rhythm, that's where the plays come in. It's like, and really, I don't know. I'm pretty sure the team does have plays, but it seems like when we run a play and it works, it's like, why are we going away from that play that worked? Why can't we go back to it to help get, grow the momentum, grow some type of, grow the energies, get guys going. There was a few plays that were called that looked good and they worked. And it's like, we went away from them and we went to something else. I don't understand that right there. I did see where in the second half they went to that 2-3 zone. I would have loved for them to go into that 2-3 zone in the first half, because that 2-3 zone looked like it would have done something if they went into it early enough. But because it was delayed, it did have some promise, but by that time, I mean, once a team gets into a rhythm, it's hard to break out of that rhythm, especially when you have a KD, a Booker, and Bradley Beal on your team. One thing I do want to point out, I forgot about the Suns. Devin Booker, remember DC and Big Q? I pointed out that in past games, Devin Booker played the whole third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
He played, what is the whole second this time? Huh?
No, it was the first.
The first?
He had 25 points in the first quarter. He played the whole first quarter. And the coach looked at him and asked him if he wanted to come out, and he said no. They did it again. It happened again. And this has happened before. That's why I pointed that out. And just, just our last show, they did it again. He's done this before. And Jokic, he does it. The Nuggets, they do it too. Jokic plays all that third quarter. Like, these are things that are happening. It's like, so you all don't know what a team is doing to you all every single time? Because if I'm noticing this and I'm not, I don't work for the organization. It's like, how can you not know? He made his first 5 shots. Are you going to double team him to get the ball out of his hands? Because again, the last few games we faced Phoenix, they waited until late to give him a double team or something. But yeah, he played all the first quarter.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for that, Lex. Shout out to the fan. Appreciate y'all. Y'all hit the like button for us. If you're not a subscriber, smash that thing. Let's hit some of these stats, man, on this one, and let's kind of move forward into the next matchup, man. This one here, man. Oh, man. All right, Pelicans tonight, 41-93 for 44.1%. They were 10 of 42 from downtown, just under 24%. 17-23 from the foul line, 74%. Tonight by the Pelicans. Pretty much all of the stats, the Suns had them in hand. The Pelicans did have only 11 turnovers tonight. Points in the paint did win that, but like we're saying, it was the Phoenix Suns just manhandled the Pelicans tonight, man. Damian had a great comment about they didn't clip the Pelicans' wings. They actually knocked the fellas. They defeathered them, which is that's a good one. They really did knock the piss off the Pelicans. They did. Yeah, they knocked the fellas tonight. All right, so anyway, Zion was the top guy for the Pelicans, 24 points in 33 minutes of action, 16 from Val, 16 points, 11 boards, and 3 assists for Val in 26 minutes of action. CJ finished with 13 points in 31 minutes. He was 1 of 7 from downtown. BI was 1 of 5 from downtown, 6 of 9 from the foul line. And Zion did hit a 3-pointer in the game as well. That was encouraging to see him do, take another shot besides, get to the cup and kind of see him expand his game a little bit. Off the bench, Jayhawk finished with 13 points in 17 minutes of action for the Pelicans. Not much else to talk about in this one here. So, DC, you want to add to this before we ultimately make the jump to the next matchup against the Utah Jazz?
I actually like to go to the next matchup. No,
real man.
Right. It ain't really nothing here to look at other than Utah's playing really, really good.
Yeah.
BI had a solid showing, kind of, with 11 assists, 17 points, 7 rebounds. But other than that, man, there ain't really nothing to look at. I think if they would have went to JV more and established more of an inside game, you can't beat the Suns without hitting some shots, man. You got to score, or you got to at least get one of those key guys in foul trouble, play solid defense. We did none of those things. So, far as, I guess, the bench, you got Hawk standing out with 13. Would have liked to see him out there a little more. I mean, a lot of his minutes came in garbage time. I think that was probably the best looking lineup we had with him and Trey out there, even though Trey played atrocious. But everybody's clearly off tonight, man. So it's total team effort in this loss, including coach. The players not adjusting, not anticipating Book doing what he did. I think I said last game we couldn't let Bill, Book, and Durant combine for 75. We do that, ain't no way in hell we gonna win. Well, they had more than 75 with just KD and Book. So, this is a recipe for disaster. You ain't gonna be able to win no games. This team is top heavy. You gotta slow these guys down at least. They just got whatever they wanted. So, moving on to the Jazz, unless Lex, you got something to say about the team statistics and player stats.
No, we can go on to the next. I mean, shoot, I thought I voiced everything because I took notes.
Yeah, you laid it out there. You gave a whole PowerPoint presentation through audio.
You are so funny. Don't do that. Don't do
that.
Look,
For real.
Look,
I'm giving you a compliment. I ain't joking with
today. All right, Big Q, DC. Here we have. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you broke it down.
Yeah, hey,
no
I'm
just protected either. I saw that with the zone. I was like, yeah,
but hey, those details matter, man, and it's like the other teams, the way that they plan for the Pels, it's like they're dissecting the Pels, being dissected, like literally. And I mean, obviously, it helps out a whole lot if the other team is shooting shots and the Pels aren't making anything. But it seemed like whatever these teams are doing, it's really throwing like, and I'm telling the rhythm was just off. It was off,
Well, I mean, Willie
off,
does have a
off.
point. It is the physicality. I do
Yeah.
see that. At times we're kind of looking for that bailout call, or we're playing as if we're gonna get the whistle, and that's not what's going on right now. So I
It
definitely
comes
see
back to
that.
what Draymond
But
says.
yeah, but your main guys, man, they got to show up and play like main guys, especially when you playing them other main guys. So we got Zion and Bi who's supposed to be superstars, and you playing other superstars. You have to turn out a superstar performance, especially when you see the role players don't really have it going. Like these are the guys you lean on, and like you said, we got to run more sets because it's clear they can't do that just running ISO. Um, I think we're an okay ISO team, and we got a guy in Bi and Zion who they can make tough shots. But okay, they have the ability to make tough shots. But if we just scheme a little better and get them easier shots,
Mm-hmm.
imagine how much easier the tough shots are to make. So until we start doing that, especially against teams like the Suns, because to me that's really what it is. That's why we perform poorly against the upper level teams, because you got guys. It's like, okay, when we play teams that don't have a Zion or a Bi, okay, they don't have a
Yeah.
Zion or Bi, but they got a Kevin Durant and a Devin Booker. So it's like you're on an
Yeah.
even playing field. You can't just rely on just your talent. You gotta figure out some things to make things a little easier for them. Or if you're gonna rely on your talent and do that, those guys have to show up in those games, and that ain't
Hey,
happening tonight.
and another thing, looking at the Suns, I know there's been a lot of talk about their bench. Let me tell you something. Their guys, they showed up. They just it just seemed like, and it was just like the small things. They really showed up. And you don't usually see that. I mean, the Suns did not. I've been watching the Suns games. I've been watching their games. And the way that they played on tonight, I've never seen the Suns play like this. They did not look. I'm like, wow, because they were playing like how the Pels should be playing. But I
Mhm.
think I don't know what it was, but golly, man. I mean, they just when the times I've seen them play, this type of energy they had, they don't typically play like this.
It's the Mardi Gras Mambo, Lex.
I
It's
don't know,
carnival. It's
but
carnival time out here.
the Suns were playing with a whole lot of pep in they step. They really came with it. I mean, they were prepared mentally, physically. The game plan was there. They executed that game plan. And then obviously, Booker, again, shoot, he had 60 on last season against the Pels.
Yeah.
And this time, well, he basically just had 60. I'm rounding that stuff up. I mean, because that's basically what he did. He basically did the same thing. And again, just like I said, last season, he played that whole third quarter. He played that whole third quarter, and that was on their home court. And this time around, he played that whole first quarter. I mean,
All right. I'm sorry to stop y'all, man, but y'all just depressing the hell out of me with this.
I'm sorry. I mean,
Well,
it's just
I wanted to move on,
it's
and then I thought
disturbing.
about it.
That's why I ain't
We
been saying
playing the
nothing.
Utah Jazz,
I said,
so
let's go
that's
to the
equally
draft.
as depressing, Big
You
T.
I'm
see,
sorry.
you
Hey,
see
it
Boomerang
is
right back
disturbing
to
though.
the Suns.
I
I'm
just
like,
wish
Yeah,
it was
I don't
maybe
want to talk about the Suns no more. The Suns kicked the feathers off our ass tonight.
but I boomeranged it back because I was ready to move on, and
I don't want to
I was
talk
like,
about that no more.
I
We
know,
done,
but I
I'm
was like, oh
sorry.
damn, we playing the Utah Jazz.
to me,
Shit.
I'm thinking this. This with a bad performance like this tonight by the Pelicans, and you got a few days off before you get ready to take on the Utah Jazz.
What is
We got
Tuesday?
yes. So
Okay.
we got they got a rebound in kind with this one, man. And like I said, the Jazz lead their series 2-1. So it's not like it's a a game where it's a bottom feeding team. This, styles make fights. Utah performs, they over the
They
last
playing the
seven
best they've
games,
been playing, man. It's
right.
already a tough team for us.
They won 6 in a row, DC, and then I think they had a loss not too long ago. So that out of the last 7 games, I think they was like 6-1. So they're playing pretty good basketball, really good. And then they play really well against the Pelicans, whether they're there or here. So I mean, this is the thing: marketing, Clarkson, Saxton, how they play these a lot of players we weren't familiar with, the lineups and all this. How do we get the win against the Jazz? How do we rebound and get a victory against Utah? That's the thing I want to, because this wasn't a very good game at all tonight. They got to look forward and kick the piss out the Jazz. They got to get that back, man. What y'all think?
Did you want to go?
Well, no, Lex, please. Lex, you first before DC
okay.
boomerang that shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm about to talk about these other teams coming up.
I'm gonna say what I always say: energy. Got to come out with the energy. Got to be ready to play from the jump. And I think, just according to the Suns, I mean, like with this game, you got to match. Be able to go to a whole nother level. But another thing that would help is guys got to make shots. Now, I don't think we'll have a poor shooting night, again, but we got to make shots. We did get open shots. We just didn't knock them down. I just think it's weird how everybody's off at the same time. But, the thing is that got to get into a rhythm quicker. Got to get into it faster. You know what I'm saying? Got to understand, okay, look, this is what we're trying to do. This is what we're going to do. We played this team enough times to know that what they want to do, or how we want to counter what they are going to do. I will say with the Suns, this is game 1 against the Suns. So we didn't really, and plus most of their roster is new. So we didn't know what exactly to expect on how they would do things. So they probably would have a better game plan, because, this team is basically the same as last season. But with the Utah Jazz, they don't have like new pieces like how the Suns are. So it's like, look, we played them, know what to expect. Just like they know us, we know them. But they at the Pels crib. So it's like, come out the right way, defend, push pace. If they get physical back with them. Don't be no pushovers. We got to get used to the physicality, because against Dallas, that second game against Dallas and the game against Charlotte and the Suns game, all these games have been physical. They've been more physical. So the thing is, be ready for that now. You know that it's coming. You know that it's there. Teams are adjusting. So be more physical. Be ready for it. Show that you're built like that, and keep your foot on the gas and get this win.
DC, Willie said that. Lexxah, that was well said about the physicality, because Willie just pinpointed that on the presser. He just talked about a team being more physical. So that's all it takes for the Pelicans to get shook out their game, for a team to muscle them up a little bit more. I mean, what do you think about that going into the Jazz matchup?
I think it's absolutely correct. I mean, that's what we see. We don't flop, but we tend to get down on ourselves when we try to get some shots in the paint. We getting fouled like they were tonight. But on the flip side, they wasn't calling a lot on Phoenix at points during the game either. You got to play through it, and it's not like they stand there and look for the refs, but it's almost like their energy just goes down. Like, oh, another one of these nights, we get hacked. I ain't gonna be able to get to the line. You know it's a foul. The refs holding us. They got to find a way to play through that, because that's what I think it is. They don't strike me as a team like they're scared. They embody, Willie's mentality, and it's just try to keep a level head, try to stay calm, stay cool and collected. And Lex pointed this out a lot, and she's right. But sometimes staying cool, calm, and collected ain't the move. Sometimes you need to get mad. You need to get hot and play with that passion and that energy. And I think if something like that tonight, because that's what we're all upset about. You say, "Oh man, y'all making this depressing," because it is depressing. But it's like
Not trying to
it's
be.
one. It's right, but it's one thing to lose. But it's like, man, I just have appreciation for somebody who, even though they're losing, like they going down swinging it, giving it they all. They putting everything in it to really try and turn that around. And you see a lot of times the Pels, they don't quit, but it's just kind of this lukewarm vibe of, oh, it'll be okay, it'll be all right. No, it won't. You need to just turn around right now, like fight back. And the Utah thing is, it's their length. Like they got a lot of guys that like 6'9", 6'8" ish. Other than Saxton and Collison, man, they're pretty solid team size wise, and they just give us trouble. Zion, I guess, dispelled the myth last time. I believe when he played him, he had a solid game. Before a while, Zion wouldn't really have good games against Utah. Just like another team coming up, Milwaukee. Zion usually doesn't play real well. We played him, I think, right after OKC. So this is the time, man. They got to be looking at the schedule right now. And if we're tired of the national media, the Pels have been playing some amazing ball, since December, and we don't get much respect in the national media. And it's games like this where they feel like they don't have to respect the Pels, because every time you think they got something going, we go and lay an egg. No pun intended. But I think they can beat this Utah team. But it's for me to say, okay, they need to do this, this, and that, which we know. If they got that 3-point shot going like they had, we're almost unbeatable, right? But when we don't have that going, our identity is to turn defense to offense. So they got to lock down on D. You got a guy like Chris Dunn, who ain't gonna give you a whole bunch offensively in his starting lineup, although he does play smart and he plays some hell of a defense at times on the perimeter. But Colin Saxton and Keontae George killed us last time. Are we gonna step up to the plate and guard those guys? Laurie Markkinen, you also got to contend with him. And it's just a matter of what Pels team is gonna show up. I'm gonna say they're going to win because the evidence we have this season, every time we get, smacked in the mouth the way we do, they usually come out with a good performance after that. So I think they rediscover themselves, get back on track, and get a win against the Utah Jazz, man. But I'd love to see them keep it going because we got a stretch of games coming up, as we've been talking about, where you play OKC, you play Milwaukee, then you play the Bucks, and then you're like, oh man, that's tough. And then no, I say you play Milwaukee and the Bucks. I'm in Boston.
Oh,
And
okay.
then after that, which a game you might not think much of, but they play us very well. You play Houston before you get to San Antonio in the Toronto and get a little bit of a breather. So you got about 6 teams, well 5 teams actually, right there that this ain't no walk in the park, man. These are some of the tougher matchups for us. OKC didn't put us out to play in last year. Milwaukee, it seems like half the time, every once in a while we get a win on them, but most of the time when they full staffed, we're not able to beat them. They do that a little defensive set. They run on Zion where they kind of have somebody playing off of him, whether it be Giannis or Brook Lopez, and they pressure him with another good defender. And then you got Boston, who I'm sure probably would try to implement a similar strategy with Drew Holiday, and they're playing lights out outside of that. So this is an opportunity to me to figure out what they haven't been able to figure out playing some of these top tier opponents, man, and kind of realizing what they are or what they want to be, because I think that's a big part of what it is, man. They got to look themselves in the face and be like, do we really feel like we're contenders this year, Or are we just going to kind of, go through the season, maybe win 47, 48, 50 games and just fizzle out in the playoffs? Because the mentality they have is what will allow them to not get blowed out against a team like Phoenix, man. And not get disrespected with somebody dropping 52 on your head, which, in all honesty, sometimes things like that happen. But come on, man, it's Devin Booker. Y'all know what time it is. This ain't nothing new. Should have been prepared for it tonight after seeing it last year, and then after seeing it in the playoffs. I mean, he can get going, but you can't let him repeatedly hand you 50-point games. What other team in the NBA he keep handing 50-point games to? Because I know we got to be number one on this shit list right now.
All right. All right. Lex, you want to add to that before I bring the guys in?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is for you all, but I don't know. It's like I think just basic questions still have not been answered with the team. Like, what is the identity of this team to you all?
That's I think they are what Willie says they are, defense to offense.
Defense. Yeah.
That is their identity. And we just happen to be very good offensively, but when they don't play defense first, it just looks discombobulated.
That's what it is, Lex.
You don't like that, Lex? What do you see it
Oh
as?
no, I'm just
You
sitting here
sound deep in thought over there.
Oh no, I was just asking because it's just I don't know. It's like when we win, we win big, but when we lose either bad, really really bad,
Mm-hmm.
or we lose close games. It's just so lopsided, and we hardly win any close games. So it's just and then it's like, sometimes I feel like, because clearly, like you all specifically said, defense to offense, sometimes I don't feel like they know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I should ask them, what's y'all's identity? You know what I'm saying? It's just, it always seems unclear. Like every single time we feel like, okay, we know what the identity of this team is. And it's like, then y'all come out and play like this. It's like, what? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just, it's mind-boggling. I mean, like you said, DC, like we don't know what team we're going to get. And I think I don't know who said this. It might have been Jay Black. But I don't know if you can include this Warriors team this year, but when you look at the Warriors, they play the same way whether Steph Curry is in the game or not. They play the same way. We don't play the same way though. It's like it's weird. I don't know. So I
think that's why we brought Borregos here, though. That's what they at least kept saying, that they wanted to
and I think
have an
that's
offensive system that will work well or be the same if BI or Zion gets hurt. Because I remember a lot of people, like, what? They are the offense, but I believe that's what they're trying to implement, and we see steps and I guess peaks and valleys of it. Maybe that's part of the major inconsistency because they are trying to change, not their identity, but I guess the way they play, far as the pass, shoot, and drive and 0.5, and kind of look towards more of that three ball and having more of a free flowing offense and running more sets than I seen them run last year. But I guess it's all still a work in progress.
Yes, that's definitely a little schizophrenia going on there between the offense and the defense. You're right. I mean, when the three ball is falling,
personalities, but that works too.
when it's falling, man,
Bipolar, huh?
Yeah,
they got
dementia.
a lot going on. All right, fam. So listen, man, y'all feel free. We got the if you want to pop in for tonight's stream, we won't be going real late tonight, man. Around 12 o'clock, we'll cut it off. Maybe right after that. Seriously. But big ups to the fam. Thank y'all for being here. The link is pinned to the chat if you want to pop in. We got DJ and Jay Black ready to chime in. If you guys want to pop in, hit the link and chime in while you got an opportunity. Shout out to the fam, man. Let's bring these guys in here. DJ, Jay Black, welcome to the stream. How y'all doing tonight, fellas?
I'm not doing so good, but I'm hanging in there. How y'all doing?
DJ, you real low, brother. I can barely hear you.
Hold on.
Jay Black.
You want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead, Jay Black.
You gave me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Now, y'all just had a question. Y'all posed the question is why you think they're schizophrenic offensively and defensively. My take is, I said the starting unit. First, I would say the starting unit is not consistently good together. They have ebbs and flows. That's one part. Second part is Willie Green identity and James Borrego identity is totally different.
Correct.
Willie Green identity is defense first. James Borrego is more of a share the ball. And he said at halftime, get more threes up. We are a 3-point team. He said something like we are a 3-point shooting team. I was like, oh, what? That's some. If they don't understand that, it's not one concise answer. And it should be. It should be either defense or offense, or we got to lean somewhere. And we don't even know, even with the lineups in the game, the lineups is like one defender or two defenders on the court, and the rest offensive guys. It's like he always had to have a defensive guy in. He's trying to please two. I say it constantly. He's trying to please both by playing defense and offense. Sometimes it's all offense out there. Put all the offensive guys you out there. This game, it was so much that was going on. Now, the first thing I seen is we played like we played against the Charlotte Hornets. We had set a record pace against them. They're the second worst defensive team in the league. So those easy shots, they wasn't rotating multiple times. So we was getting easy threes. And once they start going in, we start feeling good. We got things rolling. We blew them out in the second half. Even though they came back after we beat them the first quarter. First quarter, we beat them handily. Second quarter, they came back with Rozier. Then third and fourth, we set the record on them. Now we came in here. They don't give no defense, no real type defense. This is a real type defense. This is somebody that has a championship aspiration. So they want to win the championship. And all three of their stars are back. I think this is their second game back together. So they 2-0. I believe with them. I don't know. I'm guessing.
They have lost a game with them, but there was a breakage because Bill went down again. So since he's been back, that might be true though.
Yeah, 2 games. Yeah, 2 games. Yeah, that's what I meant. Absolutely right. Thanks for correcting me. Now, when we played against them, we didn't use no physicality. That's one of the things you do against great offensive guys, but that's only against dynamic shooters. This is a different dynamic though. This is a 3 elite top tier scorers. So I think we should have canceled defense. You know, I'm a defensive guy. I'd say put all offensive guys, and I think we should have went small ball. Because what I've seen is they was playing off of 2 guys and daring them to beat them. That's what the good teams usually do, is they dare Herb to beat them, or Valanciunas, or Larry Nance, or Najee Marshall. Those 4 guys, I dare them to beat us. Everybody else, we going to make sure they don't get open shots. They're going to be really contested. Everything else, we'll live with them beating us. And that's why you're going to see ebbs and flows, because they ain't beat nobody yet. They ain't make people pay yet. And it'd be a snowball effect. Energy start getting low if they don't make jump shots, if they don't see the ball going in. And I think energy go down. They ain't playing physical. They're not getting stops. They hold energy. Like I kind of say it like they a front running team. When everything is going good,
Yeah,
they're good.
get with
But
that.
when things start going bad, it goes bad. But the number one thing is what Big Q said. When we lose games close, it's fundamentals. No free throws. You can't get fancy passes. You got to make the right reads. You got to play extra effort. You got to make the right coverages, high IQ plays. And then you lose if you don't make free throws. Free throws, layups, miss a scheme here or there. Don't go for 50-50 balls. Don't box out. There you go with the 2 or 3 point game. When you would have missed a free throw here or made an extra effort, you didn't do it. And that's the result of that. So that's what I say.
AJ Black, what
Yeah.
about those games where we were the front runners and we had those double-digit leads? And lost?
So it's a mixture. It's a mixture. If somebody was hot, let's say when I brought up Jayhawk, when I said we was up against Denver like 14, he was hot, but the other team was hot as well. Once he started cooling down, we cool down. We think of ourselves as like a 3-point shooting team when everything is going good. But once they start missing it, it's just we're not that. We don't get the ball right back to our best player. If Zion is and we don't actually know who's our best player. I think somebody said that on ESPN. I say we don't know who our best player is. If Zion is our best,
Stephen A. Smith alluded to that.
Okay. If Zion is our best player, give Zion the ball and work through Zion, and let's have because we got this Miami Heat dynamic. When they got D Wade and not D Wade and LeBron came together, they needed to identify who was the best player. Somebody got to take a back seat. Somebody got to take a back seat and let them identify who it is, so they get the lion's share of the credit and lion's share of the blame. Sometimes we don't know who to blame. Like if we like a game like this, Zion played good. We usually blame one of the superstars. Like, oh wait, it was you. You supposed to rose your level. We ain't really blaming nobody. B.I. had 17, 11, and 7, but still we wanted more from him. Zion had like a 20. I think he had 23 or 26, something like that. I don't even know his point. 24.
Mm-hmm.
You still want more from him. But we still ain't blaming neither one of them. Our scapegoat is Willie Green. I accept that. I say Willie Green got out coached. But we gotta start saying something about these star players in these games. They supposed to take his own for us.
Well, we did point out that, the hierarchy, and we did that, I guess in earlier shows, how that's still not clear as far as, who that go-to guy is, because I agree it's not really clear. But I mean the way that mainstream media does it, I mean obviously Zion, he if the team loses or plays bad, he's been being, the one who gets the blame or all that stuff. But
is it B.I. though? Because we are a lot of people think it's B.I. If it's B.I.'s, then he should be getting a lot of this blame for these close losses.
I don't think he does, though.
I know. So I don't know. That's a dynamic need to be cleared. That's one thing, because there's no person that you can say like this is a top tier game. Everybody was there. We wasn't supposed to get blown out. Not at all. But I can see that. I can see a couple reasons why we still thought it was going to be like an easy game because a bad defensive team that we played last. I think that was two days ago. And you play this team and they top tier is a different dynamic. And they do that every 10 game thing, like a game plan every 10 games. Like our standard defense against them gives them open. Oh yeah, another thing. Oh yeah, I forgot to say. The fan base about I don't know who be saying this, but it gets under my nerves. We need to shoot more threes. The analytic guys. I love stats, but just shooting more threes, and if they're not making them, they said 43s is the thing we should do, and we win. We had 36, I believe. But if we're not making them, the 3-pointers don't matter. They're actually starting out a fast break the other way if we don't get an offensive rebound. We got to take the best quality shot. Get our stars are Zion, he's an interior scorer. BI, he mid-range. He's starting to shoot more threes. CJ, he's a three-pointer and he's a mid-ranger. Big V, he's an interior. He can hit mid-range and he hit threes. It's just we want to understand our players and play to their strengths, not play to somebody else. Now, our best three-point shooters are not all here. So I say Matt Ryan, Trey Murphy, and Jordan Hawkins, and CJ McCullough. So that's our 4 dynamic 3-point shooters. We can run it when they're here, but not they're here. Nah, man. We need to play the right way, our way. We normally win, inside out. But we get away from that identity from time to time. So I think that would be enough of that, though.
Well, shout out to you, Jay Black. You said enough, as well as
Mhm.
everybody that's in the panel. Um, I'm not worried about this. That the game is over with. We all know we need. I'm getting past this. This game is over with. We all mad. We could have won this game. Should have won this game. We didn't. I'm moving on to the Utah Jazz. Fuck the Suns right now. Excuse my language, but fuck the Suns right now. We all know what Willie need help on rotations. Ever since we didn't trade Kyra, good luck out there in Toronto, I believe. Yeah, good luck in Toronto. Uh, my thing is this: ever since we didn't trade Kyra, uh, Jose he done lost minutes. So that 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 that's like not pinpoint, but that's kind of sort of because when he was in rotation, if he was getting stops, he was getting steals, so that's beyond the point. I'm worrying about the Utah Jazz because that day is my actually birthday, and I'm actually going to the game. So I need somebody, whether it be J Hawk, Bi, CJ, Jonas, Herb, Trey Murphy, Larry Nance. I need somebody on that roster to hit 30 points. At least somewhat close to 30. Um, I know I'm not gonna get that, but hey, who knows? Um, tonight's game, I'm gonna just put my little 2 cents in. I know we all getting tired of hearing about tonight's game, but tonight's game was horrible. Like that fourth quarter, or that, yeah, it was fourth quarter. Cause I came in after lunch, like third or fourth quarter, run that time. Uh, I don't know what happened. I think Bi had the ball or CJ had the ball. And there was about to be a turnover, and I'm like, I kept hollering out Herb, because Herb was just sitting in the corner, like he sat in the corner for like the whole fourth quarter. I'm like, Herb, look at her. I guess they heard me, and throughout the whole arena, I guess they heard me, and were like, "Oh, Herb in the corner," and they threw it to him, and Herb dished it back out to fucking I don't know who, what, Bi or CJ or one of them.
DJ, you still there?
DJ done got up off of that. DJ, where you at, bro? Your sound went out, bro.
We can't hear you.
DJ, we can't hear you, brother. We can't.
Oh man, you.
So DJ says he don't want to talk about the Jazz game. Then he started talking about the Jazz. I don't know what's
Yeah,
going on.
yeah. Hey man, you gotta let DJ be DJ, man.
DJ.
Oh gosh, that's crazy.
So now this Jazz game, I'll pick it up for it then. This Jazz game, we better not because the Jazz is gonna be a different type of team. They ain't gonna be the same team that we played last time. They switched up the way they play. They playing with more guards now. They use the three big guys. Kessler is on the bench. He starts off the bench, and Kelly Olynyk's on the bench. They got Jordan Clarkson in the starting, and they got more ball handlers, and they play a lot faster. So this is they've been. I think they 9-2 last 11 games. So this is a real tough team. Just like this Phoenix Suns team. We're catching them at the wrong time. Like not when they was hurt or when they was searching for identity. This is a real tough test. I would say that. DJ, you back? Oh no, I guess not.
DJ, I can see him right there, man. I don't know if it sound right. DJ, pop out and pop back in, brother. Log back in, bro. All right. Yeah, that probably worked. Sometimes it happen with the sound on this software. Sometimes it's when the sound go out, you gotta log out, then log back in. So all right. So anyway, with the rest of the fam, man, if y'all want to pop in to the stream, please feel free to hit the link is pinned to the chat. You can pop in and spit your game on the Pels, man, and we'll go from there as well. But yeah, it's very interesting, man. What we're seeing by the Pels, man, the Jazz matchup. I'm thinking that I don't know, man. It's just crazy because you watch, and they beat the hell out of the Hornets, and we was expecting to kind of handle the Hornets like that. But but you want to see that type of output against a Phoenix Suns team, that has all of their people. Like you astutely mentioned, Jay Black, the Pelicans had all of their people.
Yeah.
So there's really and I think that's the thing that, we know they're not going to win every night, but it's how you lose these games, man. And how that's the thing that really kind of just with the faithful that they really be going through it. It's like, man, how could they be so radically inconsistent?
Yeah.
It's just really odd and weird. The highs, the ebbs and flows of the team is like crazy. So can we focus on that area of it just momentarily, family? Can we? How do we kind of consistently get this to a point where we are? How could we make this more consistent? What do we need to do here? Because I know it's not all Willie Green some nights, and you can see the players at times during the game, like Bi came down and he took this really unintelligent 3-point shot.
Oh man, he did that a couple times.
Right now, it's like, dude, we really don't need you to do that right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, man. It's just weird because you'll see Zion sometimes. He pretty much was matched up with a guard tonight. It's like, okay, Zion, let's get the ball, go to work. I'm sitting up here yelling at the TV, go to work, Zion. You know, let's go to work, brother. Let's go to work. Or Valachunas, he should be down in the low post. This dude way up around the 3-point line. You know, I was like, it's just really weird, man. You know, between the things that we see and we don't see. And that's a great point about Borrego and Willie. But man, oh man, bro, they got to really get this together. I know this is the stretch of games in January where we got to kind of make this stuff kind of iron out these wrinkles, so to speak. But my goodness, boy, the ups and downs. How do we normalize this, fam? How do we do that? What do you think, Lex, and then Jay Black, and then C?
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of hard to answer that. Because I could easily say, I mean, we gotta be more consistent in playing at a high level. I think looking at the beginning of the season, this team really struggled with their energy level. It's like they didn't come out with a whole lot of energy, and it's like, man, the season just started. Why are y'all playing like y'all tired? You know, so we had to get over that hump. We had to get over the hump as far as condensing down turnovers and getting our rebounds up. That took a while to do that. So we finally got the turnovers under control. Rebounding, it's been up and down, collectively and individually. I think obviously, you know, guys were out. We didn't have a lot of the 3-point shooting. That was a problem. Well, we got 3-point shooting, obviously inserting Jayhawk in the lineup. That was a problem. Getting him in there for some reason. Now he's, you know, playing for the last few games.
Oh, the next Ray Allen?
Yeah, there you go. Don't get me started on that quote, Jay Black. Oh, man. Because we know we love to bench Ray Allen, right?
Yeah. Ray Allen,
and Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
Yeah, bet you all the one.
PMPs. But you know, it seems like we can't put it all together. You know what I'm saying? Just like how you all heard me say the timeline, because now the 3-point shooting, we're tapping into new territory with that. That's not something that this team is known for, and I'm gonna continue to say that because I don't feel like teams are going to prepare for this team like, oh man, Pels, they about to shoot 50%. You know what I'm saying? So we need to that's how we need to put together the game plan for them. No, teams aren't doing that. They're preparing for that inside game because that's what we've majority been known for is the inside game. And the second thing is the mid-range. 3-point shooting, that's new. Nobody's going to make the adjustment to the Pels 3-point shooting in 2, 3, maybe 4 games. Nobody's going to do that. It may I don't know how many games it has to be for those teams to make that adjustment, but we're not consistently knocking down that 3-point shot consistently enough for it to even have that as, okay, we're gonna plan a game strategy around this 3-point shooting because we got to shut that down. You know, they'll live with that. But it's kind of hard to say. I mean, it just seems like there's so many facets whether it's the coaching, the energy, obviously the turnovers at one point in time, the 3-point shooting, and just like tonight, everybody collectively was mainly off. Like it's actually similar to the game against the Lakers when they were all off against that 44-point loss. Everybody was off, you know, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint because, I mean, that's why it's one of those things like when I was asking you guys about the identity, it's almost like we need to ask the players and the coach. But Jay Black, you kind of alluded to the fact that there's a clash with the offense and the defense. You know, it's not.
No. The head coach and the offensive coach.
Yeah,
Willie, and because they got two different ideologies.
yeah. There's a clash because
Yeah,
he's a defensive coach and offensive coach.
offensive coach. Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, there's a clash between there. You know, I think the hierarchy, there's still problems there. You know, going to the hot hand, I think that's a simple one, but I feel like a lot of times we go away from the hot hand. We take whoever's hot, we take them out. You know,
That's the substitution patterns, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but it seems like it's just a lot of different things. It's
It is.
the sum of the parts. It's a lot of different parts that are not working together to put the whole together. Which makes it and even with all that, you know, like Slim put down, the Pels are in the 5th seed. But the thing is like, how far can you go? How far can you go if you don't figure this thing out? Because it just seems like there's a lot of things that need to be addressed. Like they need to be addressed like at the same time. But I don't know. It's weird, like you said, Big Q. It's weird. I don't know how else to put it. You know, but it is mind-boggling. It's very mind-boggling.
Yeah, they're in the middle of it right now. Go ahead, J Black.
So the question was, what will be the fix to fix the team right now? Let me, because I forgot what the actual question was.
You know, I was just referencing what do we need to do to kind of iron out these wrinkles here, like this, you know, the up and down play. Now, it's, you know, what do we need to do? And you speaking, it's a clash of styles, a clash of philosophies. I think that's what you talk about, Jay Black, and that is evident. Something's going on here, because some of these games, man, you know, my goodness, some of them are close. Like the other night, man, it's a wash at times. Like what was the game prior to
Dallas?
The Dallas. Right. Remember when we were playing Dallas, they put Zion on the line. How terrible we were from the foul line in that game.
Yeah.
If it's not philosophy in some of these losses, it's fundamentals.
Yeah.
So I mean, what do you think about kind of ironing out the wrinkles? What will it take? I mean, what would Willie have to do in terms of ironing out the philosophy clashes between him and Borrego?
The simple fix, it will be a substitution. I would say lean heavy into offense as the starter off the games, first and third quarters. Start off with the offense, and then lean into your defense as the rotation as the night go on. Whoever's hot, you could bring in Herb and Dyson if you want to bring in, or whatever rotation you're gonna bring, because all the defenders are gonna be on the bench, and you got just your two main shooters. But I think putting Trey Murphy in the starting lineup is the first fix against good teams. Against mediocre teams like below average teams, they play Herb straight up. They do natural rotations and all that. But if you watch this game, and you'll see that they're a playoff of two guys. It is basically a 3-on-5 or a 4-on-5 on offense. So when y'all saying they ain't getting shots, Zion ain't getting shots, they usually help off. When Zion got the ball, they help off the center. When BI got the ball, they help off of her. That's been consistent the whole year. It's been the whole year. But that's only against good teams. Regular teams, they really seem like they don't watch other games that we lost against and game plan against it. Like use that same, or they don't have the players to do it. So like this Phoenix team, we had to keep up with their scoring, and we had to be not a slow starter. And I say one of the slow starters is because they're going to play off of Herb and play off of Valanciunas. And then we're going to look stagnant. But if you looked at the second quarter, the end of the second quarter, the unit was the starting unit with Trey Murphy. That's when we started making our run. we had it down to like 14, but soon as the third quarter, as soon as we came out of the third quarter, they went back up to like 23 to 25, something like that. And it's not saying that Herb is a bad player or anything. None of this is what I'm saying. I'm saying that against the good teams, you want to prioritize something. If you're going to say you're going to lean into scoring and then come and try to lock them down, because you're really not locking these guys down. Especially with Phoenix, they got 3 scorers. You got 2 dynamic defenders at best. So now you got to say, who is going to take who? Is Herb going? And Herb don't be playing with Dyson, because Dyson don't play that many minutes. So now you're saying, who going to D who? Devin Booker, Herb. If Herb ain't locking them down, now you're going to have to send a double team. And what they started doing in the third quarter, they start looking for Zion, putting Zion in the screen and rolls, and then we start trapping everything. Now we compromise because we're not used to trapping teams. We're not used to running zones. We're not used to running these things. It's like we was unprepared for a team with this much firepower. It was a snowball effect. But simple thing is substitution. Complicated thing is everybody get on the same page. And I don't know. And then you got to lean back on your bench. The bench got to be the saviors. If your starting unit is not outscoring the other starting unit. So we're depending on our bench to bring us back or actually keep us in games or stretch leads when that's not the case. They supposed to be just fillers, but they damn near our top scorers now. Like, we don't want that to be the case. So I think that's it. Because I go on day and days about this shit, but they
I
didn't.
think I know how to fix that. Yeah, I know that saying practice make perfect, right?
Yes.
Do is if y'all gonna run zone, do it in practice. Let's just say the starting role is Phoenix Suns. I mean, I'm not comparing them. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm doing it in practice mode. Let's just say Bi is the young Kevin Durant, CJ is Bradley Bill, J Hawk, whatever the case may be, and run whatever play you do in practice or whatever y'all do in practice. Do it like you playing against Phoenix Suns. And defense wise, because I know Willie Green was a shooting guard. Uh, do it as like you play today, pretty much. Well, don't do it like you played today, but play the opposite. If you catch what I'm saying, do it in practice, and if it works out for the best, go ahead. If not, tear the whole thing apart and do something else. But yeah, practice make perfect. So that's what I'm doing.
How much do they realistically practice though? They don't, because the traveling, the way their games is, rest and recovery, and they still trying to have a life. How much do they really realistically practice?
Well, that's a good question because, like again, we still don't know what EJ Liddell could do. I mean, I'm not saying put him out there. I'm not saying that, but it would help to actually see him with like Jay Hawk or Larry Nance and Trey Murphy. You know what I'm saying? It would be great to see that. Not saying that they're gonna put him out there, but it would help to see that. I mean, because you got to account for him too, because of course he had practice, right? The I heard. Shout out to DC. You get a shout out to give yourself a round of applause too. Go ahead, round of applause. I forgot that we got Keno Mekovic still on the ship somewhere, probably on the practice squad or whatever case may be. I totally forgot about him. So where he at? Don't know. But I'm assuming he's up to date pretty much. But I mean, like I say, you still got to come for EJ Liddell. C. Bryant, I would love to see him out there. He been on the team. This is what, second year? I would love to see him on out there with.
I seriously doubt this. We're trying to make the playoffs.
I
I don't
understand that
think
too.
we.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. But at the same time, you can't keep running 6 man, 6 to 8 man off the daggone bench. I know teams that's playing they whole damn bench damn now. That's with the starters.
Well, Phoenix only played 3 off their bench.
Yeah, of course. They got Kevin Durant, fucking Devin Booker just scored 52 points.
Yeah.
That's their whole 3. Like I said, go through Giannis, because Eubanks not shooting like fucking, excuse my language, Eubanks and whoever sending Phoenix Suns got, he not shooting like that. Giannis play good when the other center not shooting. I noticed that myself because I do it on 2K. I know this ain't 2K, but it works. When Giannis go up against Clint Capella, they playing zone. When Giannis go up against Karl Anthony Towns or Jokic, they gotta play man. Either man or 2-3 zone. Now it's my turn they playing man because Jokic, he's a passer and he can score. I know this for sure. I've been a Pelican fan, a Hornets fan, whatever type of fan since fucking Baron Davis. Yes, I done went through Baron Davis, Pedro Stojakovic, fucking Solomon Hill, Tariq Evans. I've been through all of them. I know this team. Granted, Willie Green, he was a player. I understand that. I don't know what mind he got. Because at that time, Willie Green was a shooting guard. What are we talking about? Like I said, I'm not worrying about this game. The game over with. It wasn't a good Friday, but I mean, hell, it is what it is. But with the 5th seed, like I said, for all this stuff to work, Zion got to shoot the 3. Because if Zion shooting the 3, they can't build a wall. Because 9 times out of 10, you don't know what Zion gonna do. Because if Zion shooting 3s, Trey Murphy shooting 3s, Jay Hawk shooting 3s, JV shooting 3s, CJ shooting 3s, how you gonna stop the Pelicans? And then don't forget, we still got Matt Ryan. So what we gonna do when he get? What we gonna do when he get back?
Play him over Nigel.
Exactly. So now you got Trey Murphy, Jay Hawk, Matt Ryan. I'm just gonna throw Zion out there. Let's just say Zion starts shooting out of the blue, and then you got Larry Nance. How you gonna stop that? Pick your poison. That's all I'm saying. In order for this stuff to work, Zion got to shoot the 3. That's all. That's bottom line.
I think shooting a 3, he got to work on that, and he got to build his confidence in that. He's not confident in it. If he was confident in it, that'd be okay. He's not totally confident, and he likes to take shots that he's totally confident in. He's totally confident in his layup package. That's where he shoots comfortably from.
But I mean, that's where half of his turnovers come from. It's either trying to get in the paint or passing the ball. Shoot the rock. Like I say, I'm not really a shooter myself. But if you're going to give it to me, I'm going to take it. What if I miss it or not? You know what I'm saying? shoot. But I'm saying, if you're gonna give it to me, I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna hurt myself to go in the daggone paint and knock my chance either make it or miss it. Not my chance to. I mean, I'm not an acrobat, but hey, a layup is a layup. You know what I'm saying? I just got to do the Jamal Crawford. You know what I'm saying? The you know what I'm saying? But that's it, not miss. But like I said, in all guards, Zion got to shoot the three. That's how all this shit gonna stop. Cause everybody gonna stop building the wall. They're gonna start double teaming Zion and all that stuff. Zion got to shoot. Like I said, I'm gonna keep going back to this. The first game that Zion played in the NBA that was versus the Spurs. We all know we were supposed to win that game. 4 for 4 from downtown. I'm gonna keep saying it until Zion shoot the three. Until Zion shoot threes, which he made one today. Let's give a round of applause. All right. That's how all this stuff gonna work. But they gotta. But here's the key factor though. James Borrego gotta set plays like he doing TJ, Jayhawk, and sometimes Vi. He gotta get. They gotta find a fucking screen with JV to have Zion come off the screen or do something. James Borrego gotta fucking be creative with Zion. Zion, I'm looking at Zion as like the Taysom Hill on the New Orleans Saints. And I know it's Najee Marshall because Najee Marshall, I think he about that life. We're not talking about that though. But Zion got to shoot. As well as when Taysom Hill get in the daggone game, he got to throw the ball. He can't just run all the daggone time. That is a good comparison. Zion got to shoot. Like Taysom Hill got to throw the ball. That was a great observation. I think I'm about to do my video on that one. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
All right, thank you, DJ. I definitely agree. Zion definitely needs to work more on his mid-range shot. I think that opened up some things for him, but him taking that 3-pointer tonight was encouraging. Lex, you want to comment on research?
I mean, yeah, I feel like Zion definitely has to do more, just period. He has the ability to. I think well, I don't think I've said it on any show, but I feel like we've yet to see Zion unleashed, like to really just really have that those stellar performances. We know he has it. We've seen it. Like he showed it mostly last season, especially on that stretch. Being the number 1 seed. But I actually like miss seeing that. And the thing is, it's funny because even with Zion not showing us all his cards, which is the scary part, he's actually putting up solid numbers, which is crazy. So that just lets you know he has so much more. His ceiling is huge. You know what I'm saying? Because although he does, like you said, DJ, he does need to shoot more. I mean, people still ain't stopping him, with the layups. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like that's the positive part. Like, that's the scary part. Like, dude, when he does get that shot, it's like, hey, you shouldn't have said nothing. Well, for the other teams, for the Pelicans, that'd be like, yes, that's what we want. But I think that's just the scary part of it, is that he has so much more to give. And that's not to mention his rebounds. Zion has the ability to give you a double-double. And what's crazy about Zion's game is that the impact of his game, is what makes his game so unique, because what he can provide you is impactful. When used correctly, obviously, but he does have to do more. He's got to do more. I mean, one thing I will say, just on a positive note, I know his shooting's not there yet, especially in a large sample size and consistent. But I love the way that he's playing defense. I like the way he's moving his feet. He's not. Obviously tonight wasn't the best night of that. So still gotta polish up, but this was just not the night for the Pels. But he is doing a whole lot more on defense, and just playing from weak side. So he's just got to do more, all the way around. Shooting, rebounding, obviously defending. So that's all I got.
All right, Lex, appreciate it. All right, fam, shout out to the fam in the building, man. If y'all won't pop in, man, we got about another 40 minutes or so before we end the stream around noon. Not about to say noon, midnight. Y'all get the link. It's pinned to the chat, man, to pop in on some comment on what you think about what's going on with the Pelicans, man. Although the Pels, man, right now, despite this very ugly loss tonight, the Pelicans are still in good position. 5th in the West, man. 25-18 Pelicans, 6-4 of the last 10. So it's a lot of stuff to be positive about. It's just we just have to even out a few things here, kind of iron out some wrinkles. And yes, we've talked ad nauseum about how impactful this January schedule is, Lex. We talked about this. I think you did a PPR report on it, about how difficult these stretch of games in January is and how it will test the Pelicans, man. So also for the family members, y'all can check out the latest episode of the Flash Report, kind of mid-season report. Lex dropped that, what was it, this morning?
Yeah.
So y'all can check that out. A lot of good game in that as well. So fam, y'all can feel free to chime in, man. Hit the link and pop on in. Shout out to the rest of the fam in the building, man. Appreciate y'all staying up late with us. Jay Black, you got something to say, brother?
It's a couple things. I just think we have so many complaints about them, and it's justifiably slow. So, but I think we can't. We got to fix one thing at a time. I think he needs to focus on fundamentals. I think fundamentals is the largest problem. If there's no roster change or anything, the free throws, I believe, is actually the biggest problem. Because like shooting comes and goes. I believe that. And offense comes and goes. Defense is, you got to use your energy, but free throws, things that's free, you got to be making those at least at a better clip than we are. I think we in 70 something percent, late 70s, 77, 78%. We should be up in the 86, 87, 88 type team. And now that's an area Zion needs to improve in. It's free throw shooting. The shooting, I care less, because he gets to the foul line more. He's getting to the foul line more right now. In these last 2 to 3 games, he's been getting to the free throw line enough. And he probably was great today. I don't know. I didn't even look at the stats on what was his percentage, but he has to do better. He has to do better from the free throw line. And us as a team too, not just in the late, all around in the game, you need to make some free throws.
But hear me out, Jay Black. I'm speaking as far as like in the future, like as of now. I mean, yeah. I mean, as a team collectively, yeah, we do need to work on our free throws. But and I'm not putting no more pressure on Zion because he. I mean, like I said, like we all say, he gets to the paint, he gets to the free throw line. My thing is this though: shoot. If you don't want to shoot the three, shoot the mid range. That way, you have less stress on your legs. You're not. I mean, and you could get back on defense. That's all I'm saying. Now, if they foul you while you shooting your mid range, well, yeah, that's that
They're
that
not foul.
that's
Shooting the
that's,
mid.
that's a 3-point play, and that's if you make it. So that's all I'm saying.
So the problem with that is once he start shooting mid range, that takes away from his aggressiveness and his physicality, one of his strong suits. If you can't stop me from doing something, why would I do something else? That's not a good way of thinking. Yo,
Yes.
if you can't stop me from walking across the street,
Oh my
I'm gonna walk across the street. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You ain't stopping
But
me from doing it.
okay, so hear me out,
Mhm.
and I need somebody to knock on wood because if that man get hurt, this team is doomed. So as I
No,
said,
nah. That was last year. This I still believe we'll make the playoffs. We don't revolve around just one player. That's not the team this is
and
this
he
year.
the main focus. I'm not saying he the number one school. He the main focus. We run through. If so, we run through Zion. So if
So
Zion get hurt,
then do we get the blame for the tonight losing?
no, my man shot a three, and I missed it. I'm mad at myself.
Oh no.
But
So he don't get the
no,
blame for it then. If he's the main guy, you always talk about the head, the top of the top, not the coach. We
It's,
gonna eliminate the coach today. The best player.
okay.
If you gonna eliminate the coach, the best player is the next person in line. So do he get blamed?
but
Devin
is he
Booker gave him 52. Devin Booker gave us 52. Zion got to give us something. Even though he gave us 24, he got to do more.
Well, shit,
If
that's it.
that's the standard, you gotta keep us in the game. You can't disappear. You got to demand the ball more. You can't just let the game just. If a play is called, you go in the corner. Nah, great
Well,
players don't do that. And he
well
said he's
then,
Thanos. Thanos is a villain. He don't be a nice guy. He's not a nice guy.
well then, if that's the case, Jay Black, I'm blaming CJ because you the vet.
you know what? But Zanos also had a team around him, and his squad was with him,
Oh
right? He was
yeah, you
he
talking?
was a villain, but he had a squad that was with him. Those were his boys.
If you looked them up, nah, it was his boys. He
I
beat
mean,
all of
but
them in
they
a one-on-one
followed him,
fight,
right?
huh?
They followed him, right?
Because he made them. Yeah, Thanos was he's a different character
The
though.
thing is that
That's
that's not really look, and I'll put it like this. When Brandon was traded to the Pels and
Yeah.
Zion was drafted that year,
Hmm.
Griff came out and said one specific thing repeatedly. He said that this is Drew Holiday's team.
Correct.
Oh shit.
then
I
traded.
remember
No,
that.
seriously.
No, I
He
remember
said
that. I remember
it,
that.
yeah, he said that a lot. But after he left, it was never clear. So the thing is right now, and that's why I keep we've actually visited the hierarchy discussion before. That's why it's a problem because it's not clear. Shaq, said something about it. You know what I'm saying? Like that part still is not clear. And I don't know about everybody else, but anytime you draft a player number one, typically, and this is going off from the past, you're building around and you're specifically saying, hey, this is our guy. This is who we're going to build around. This is who we're going to go to. That has not been the case. And I think that, that still, in a way, it's a problem. It's been a problem because the thing is like somebody said in the chat, who's the leader? And one thing that I said is that everybody's a leader. And by everybody being the leader, no one is. Because
and nobody gets the blame. Yeah, I agree.
But that's what the problem is.
That's when
this
it
is
happens.
a star-driven league. Whether we want to believe it or not, it's a star-driven league. You know what I'm saying? No one has to guess. Anybody here? Can anybody guess who that guy is for Dallas?
No, not
Luka.
Yeah. You have to do that with the Lakers.
Mm-hmm. No,
do
you
you
don't.
have to do that with the Bucks?
No, you don't.
You all see where I'm getting at? Like,
Right.
there's no question here in this situation with the Pels, that is in question. It's always in question. Fans, I mean, we see it all the time. You have fans that say, it's B.I. or it's Zion. It's almost like a clash, just like the clash with the offense and the defense. That stuff is not clear, but I'm telling you, Griff came out and specifically said when Drew Holiday was here, what did he say? And since then, since Drew's been traded, that was not specified.
He screwed that up though, Lex.
He did. And that's the organization's fault. You all needed to come out with a game plan on because the structure, the structure, infrastructure, all that stuff matters.
Yeah.
This is nothing new. This is nothing new. Everybody knows it's a star-driven league. Yes. And you can name any team. I mean, even for Orlando, for crying out loud, who's they got?
Paulo.
Exactly.
But when we start, who is Portland? Who is Portland? If we start going down to it's some teams. Who is Houston's star player?
Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, Shane.
No, that's y'all both said two different people.
Well, see, but Jay Black, that's the whole thing, though, bro.
But the mid-tier teams, yeah, I get what you're saying. So if you don't have a clear identity, you fall into these mid-tier teams or lower teams. But that's why we having a problem here, is because we don't have a clear. But is that more on that's Willie or is that the players?
No, I think first of all, Griff came out. You know what I'm saying? And what did he say? He made that clear. Why is that important? When you make that clear from the top, it trickles down to the bottom because everybody has that understanding. That was not specified. And here we are. It's like, basically you have everything's in limbo. It's in limbo.
It's a mixture. I agree with what you're saying, Lexxah. And Jay Black, you're making really great points on it. A few things. You're right about the fundamentals of the team. At times, the free throw thing that's something that Zion, BI, these guys have to get better at. I mean, my goodness, the free throws are listen. Anytime they can employ the hack-a-shack strategy on Zion.
Oh man.
And he gets to the foul line and he starts clanging them damn shots up there, man. It's the other night he was like 5 of 10. And I was like, damn, man, we got to get this under control because this that don't make any sense. I mean, he's fantastic, but that's a very weak part of his game. Now, in terms of the his physicality and attacking the hoop, I love his physicality to get there. But the thing is, like we was talking about, he's starting to get those foul shots, those foul calls now. But what good is him getting those foul shots if he gets to the iron, he doesn't finish, and then he has to get to the free throw line, and then he goes 1 for 2. So it's like a part of the game, like even the best players. Barkley talked about this. I remember Malone was mentioning this some time ago before all the stuff started happening with his, him. They was talking about how they had to develop another aspect of their game. You can't be a one-trick pony in the league. You got to be able to develop other aspects of your game. to make you more versatile. And him having a mid-range shot, I'm not too much into him shooting the threes. If he, like I said, I know he shoots the mid-range shot at practice. There's video and footage. I see him really comfortably shooting the mid-range shot. He just doesn't do it much in the game. If he starts doing that, because they're backing off of him. If you watch the tape, them goddamn guys are backing up off of Zion 5 feet, giving them the shot. I mean, you got to start employing that. And when you start hitting it, they'll come to you and then you can go around them. I mean, but it's like they cluttering up the paint. He has to fight for these tough baskets to get there. And a lot of what he's doing, he's just a really, I mean, he's a talented player, man. He's a one of a kind type player, but it's many parts of his game that he got to develop. And then in terms of who's the star of the team, I mean, in terms of options, if we look at it in terms of options, their philosophy, they tell us a lot of stuff. They tell us that Zion is the center point. He's the centerpiece of the Pelicans. But if you look at it, I don't, it's not the case. It's more Brandon Ingram than it is Zion. Now, how did that get to that point? Because Zion, through many of the years since he's been here, he's been hurt. So in his absence, the team had to build around or develop who they had. And that most of the time that was Brandon Ingram. And you can see Willie Green appears to be more comfortable with Ingram doing his thing than Zion standing on the 3-point line. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. So it's a weird dynamic here. And Doc Ock just needs to shut up with the word salad. Because we went Doc Ock and we bypassed Paul Trains. And that's why he was trying to get out of here to go to the Washington. Who wants to go to Washington, for God's sake, to be the general manager? But anything to get some kind of credit. We just shoot right past Paul Trains. But I mean, yeah, that's some of the stuff on it, man. I just think like it's the fundamental. I'm a big fundamental guy, man. I love the fundamentals. And that's the stuff that we can control, family. Those referees, and like Jay Black, you were right, bro. Hit those threes, they come and they go, bro. But the defense is something we supposed to stand on. And my goodness, how many games we would have won so far if we would have hit them damn free throws? I mean, seriously. So that's just the part. Willie talks about it. We got to hit our free throws. And I see some improvement, but not consistently. So, I mean, we got to get better at some of those things that we can control before we start looking at all this other stuff. I agree with you on the fundamentals. But y'all can respond by bringing Don, man. Don is waiting to pop on this. So if anybody want to respond to that before I bring in Don.
I agree with you, Big Q. I mean, definitely fundamentals is a big issue. Anytime you have free shots, we got to take advantage of those. But I think it's that, and this also alludes to what you said in the past, Jay Black, is that we've had moments where we've had big leads and we've lost them. How many games was that? That we really could have won. And also even with the close games, it in some of those like with Memphis. I don't think those came down to free throws, but just really situations like not guarding the inbound pass on, with less than a second on the clock or something like that. We didn't need that. I think just different situations didn't call for certain things. The way that we're guarding a play at the end of the game and really just executing down the stretch. I know that they've been working in practice on, executing or working on down the stretch scenarios in practice.
Yeah.
Executing their plays. Larry Nance, he talked about that. It's weird. It seems like, down the stretch, they forget how to play basketball. They don't know how to pass. Everyone is standing around. Those things right there is like, what are you all doing? And, a lot of times, it was, CJ having the ball or BI having the ball. And it's like they went panic mode. So, I mean, I agree with the free throws and really just the understanding the situation and having some poise down the stretch. I'm glad they're working on that. I wish they kind of would have addressed it earlier because there's a lot of wins that just situational. We could have had those games, and that's not even, including the free throw line. They just, didn't make the correct play down the stretch, or, they had a costly turnover at the wrong time. Like they hadn't been turning the ball over the whole game, and then they turn it over, when it's most important, and, it just went sour from there. So we just all around, fundamentally, because those are fundamentals too, and just mental lapses, I guess, that have to be addressed, and got to do better on that.
All right, thank you, Lex. Don, are you here, bro? Oh, Jay Black, you wanted to say something, man?
Yeah, before Don go, yeah, you said Memphis, so I went back and looked at the Memphis game. It was the free throws. We had 33 free throws and made 21. We missed 12. We lost by 1. That was the John Morant comeback, made the layup. So like,
But
if
before that, on that inbounds pass, didn't we have the lead? Because
yeah,
they threw the ball to
turnovers. Yeah, it was a turnover. I think it was a turnover. Oh, they stopped
no,
us.
they called a foul on Jonas, but that's when there was a play where they were cut, 'cause it was only a second. We still had a chance to win the game in regulation.
Oh yeah, when Jonas got the alley-oop foul.
Yeah,
and foul.
they called that. It was like
God, yeah.
something ridiculous. Like it really, I feel
And
like
it was 0.4 seconds, and it was the oh yeah. Then we went into overtime.
They knew what what they need. They needed 2 points.
Yeah.
So you pack the paint. Get another athletic, someone who's really athletic, who can jump. You know what I'm saying? To guard that instead of on the inbounds pass. But we could have won that game in regulation.
Yeah, that was and Willie Green said it was his fault because he said he was supposed to play that better. He was supposed to just put players around the rim. You ain't getting no 3-point shot off in 0.4 seconds. Not reality, but we see some crazy things happen. But yeah, that was a Willie Green loss. But we still them free throws did affect though. Because once we start missing the free throws, they become less aggressive towards the basket. Now they're settling for jump shots, hoping and pray they go in. They don't want to be aggressive because if they get fouled, they're gonna miss a free throw. Like it's like what's the old saying? Anything could go wrong. Yeah, anything could go wrong will go wrong. So that's what happens. They was playing. They was playing not to win, man. Hoping not to win, hoping not to lose. Like,
yeah. And there's a difference. You can't play not to lose. You got to play to win, man. And because they took their foot off the gas, and they had a double-digit lead in that game, didn't they?
Yes, I believe so. I think it was about 10 or something. Let me see.
And it was like, I think like the last 4 or 5 minutes or something crazy like that, where they lost. They just, I don't know. I don't know if they stopped playing or what.
They lost by, we was up by 15 in one part of the game. Yeah. That was our biggest lead, 15 points. But, Don, you here?
Yeah, what's up?
What's going on?
What up,
How you doing, brother?
Man, tired of fucking losing. I'm tired of losing, man. Like
that's why it took you so long to get on here.
Yeah, I didn't know y'all was about to. It seemed like y'all was about to close out. So I had exited off on it earlier. But I was like, today, man, I'll be for these type of games. It's like the fans wake up and know it's game time and the type of game is going to be. It's like, but we don't. They don't as a team. Like, what the hell? Like, how the fans? I'm in front of the TV. Like, oh yeah, this is big time day today. Oh yeah, everything got the court looking nice, something to prove. You know what I'm saying? Zion, Bi, no Katie out there, Book out there. So they want to show that they somebody too, and they just come out there and just like bend over, and then just bend over some more, and let's take it. Like damn, like what's going on, fellas? Like it just like lack of preparation or what? Like I don't. It's annoying. And then to start the game off, I'm just keep on looking off Zion. It's like, man, we had the dude Zion. There was no match for him tonight. Nobody could match up with him tonight. We didn't give him the ball enough in the first. He had it going. You know what I'm saying? We stopped giving him the ball. Because they want to shoot and all that stuff. I'm like, bro, he needs. Like I was saying, Willie Green should have emphasized that coming into this game. Like, bro, we need to give Zion the ball. Simple as that. And we seen it. You know what I'm saying? Even if he didn't before the game. What you see based on what's going on in the middle of the action, hey, feed him. Feed him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what we're doing, man. I mean, we got bullied, man. Booker was bullying us out there. Booker was looking like a dog. Like, he good, but it's like, man, he was bullying us. And we got Dyson Daniel going one-on-one with him. Like, where's the double force it? And then, like, even, okay, yeah. Granted, like, okay, yeah, they have Kevin Durant and Bill. People might say, hey, well, if you double him, well, shit, fuck it. Like, whoever got it going, that's who you gotta get the ball out the hands of. Whoever got it going, get it out their hands. And Booker had it going. You gotta get it out his hands. You see, they get it out of Zion's hands all the time. We gotta do the same thing. And I don't understand what we've been doing, man. Like, we and then we got some people that that say, unfortunately, that we misused Zion and we might need to let him go. But shoot, I'll let Bi go before I'm letting Zion go. That's just as simple as that.
We ain't letting nobody go. Yeah, we ain't gonna get on that train right there. No.
Yeah, we never know. But man, we need to let the coach go. That's what we need to. But
But
can you get with that, Jay
hey, man, I told you if they should do it if they're gonna bring the coach to see if he is our coach of the future. If they don't see a future with him, yeah, Borrego. If they don't see a future,
I think we should get.
Who?
Let's go get Bill Belichick, man. I think he might.
What? Yeah.
Wrong.
I don't know what to say. Oh no, he's good.
The way Willie be coaching, like, damn.
Well, in that case, go get Popovich.
Get y'all man Dennis Island over here. So.
But we don't know the direction on most things. When we asked the hierarchy, we was asking earlier, we don't know the direction of the coach. We don't know if people gonna get extensions. We don't know who's gonna get brought back. There's no clear direction. There's no clear direction here. But we're doing great with what we have, but we don't know the direction. It's like they're playing like this year. We're like, if Willie does great, he comes back. If he don't, he gets fired. Well, not fired. They don't renew his contract because this is the last year of his deal. Then you have contracts coming up next year. Then you got Trey Murphy coming up. It's just a lot. Now, when you said double book, now that'd have been a hard thing tonight, especially when they
just
got
gotta throw, like you gotta throw something at him, like at least like get the ball out of his hands, like you know what I'm saying, run at him a little bit.
not they doubled them, but that don't mean anything.
Nah,
That's
they
how.
didn't really do that in the first quarter. For real.
No, not the first. They did it the third quarter. Third quarter, that's
Too
when we
damn
got.
late. Too damn
That,
late.
but but but
let's
if,
like I
if,
said, Willie will catch on real late. Oh yeah,
no,
let's just try. Let's just try now, brother. We down by 50. And
but
then
who do you
when he
double
had
up with that on?
and then he gonna put in BI and them with 5 minutes left. I said, man, if you don't sit their ass back down, man.
Yeah, that was crazy. But
I said, man, put
yeah, that was crazy. But when you say double Devin Booker, you got Bradley Bill.
yeah, but
You
they
got
weren't they didn't have it going. I mean, you just gotta pick your poison, like you know what I'm saying? It's like when you got that many good guys, man, you can't none of them can go you can't let none of them have one-on-one all the time.
yeah. Then
But you just gotta go with the flow. You gotta go
I'm,
with the flow of the game. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
shocked that you're not saying we had to lean more on offense. We needed to match their scoring output.
What
I don't think it
the
was
first
no one defense that could
yeah,
really stop this unit. We don't
but
got
it
the
was
go ahead.
yeah, I was about to say, nah, I'm not even gonna say that because I mean we need to at least do something on defense first. I mean, we wasn't doing nothing on defense. I mean, they was just getting whatever they wanted. Whatever they wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I mean, talking about whatever they wanted, man. So I mean, yeah, the offense we needed that too, but I mean, it was a tough situation. One couldn't nobody we bring off the bench was going to be able to guard. We need to do that shit as a team. We needed to guard them as a team. You know what I'm saying? Hawk wasn't gonna do it. Trey Murphy wasn't. Nobody was going to stop none of them. We need to
Ain't
do
trying
that
to
as a
say
team.
if
Huh?
you, so you don't think so my mind said was scrap the center, so put out CJ,
Mhm.
BI, Zion, Trey Murphy, and Hawkins, and
Yeah,
try to
that would.
match them score for score.
You know, that would have been better. That would have been
That,
better, but also, but still have a better a defensive scheme too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
it was bad. It was real bad.
you
Let me say
can't
this.
really do much against it. This team is a dynamic. They have the best 3-point shooter in the league, and it's not Kevin Durant. It's not
Yeah,
Booker.
Grayson Allen.
It's
Yeah,
Grace Allen. And so you gonna leave him open? And he got hot. I'm like, nah, this is some bullshit right now.
yeah,
So
but like
what?
like Lexxah said, like bro, I ain't seen them to do this all season.
But but
They just
but they ain't have these. They ain't have all these guys clicking at the same time.
Nah, man. You know, teams be coming to play us like, yeah, nah, y'all punks for real. Like Draymond said, like, y'all ain't built like that. Like, nah, they came in here with somebody said, whoever said something to Booker need to apologize because every time he come in here, he just, you know, he
Oh,
can't miss. Like, man, he was looking good, and I ain't gonna lie. Like, if I was a fan of the Suns, I'd be excited, but I was hating them tonight. But man, I was like, man, I would love that over here. You want to take BI? Give me
but
book, please.
um,
Jesus. Them moves
Everything
was
everything was falling for the Suns tonight. I truly do believe no matter what we would have done, um, we wouldn't have won this game. But it's
it's
how we lost this
right,
game.
yeah.
Um, so sometimes it's not our night shooting wise.
Mm-hmm.
And clearly it wasn't because they were making they looked like how the Pelicans should have been playing. The Suns are not known for their defense. And I've seen a lot of their games. How they play today is totally different from how they usually play. I don't know what water they drunk or what, but they were playing really different. They had a lot of pep in their step. They came ready and prepared. And you know, they from the jump, they were ready. They
Yeah.
pounced on the
I'm telling
Pels
you.
and kept their foot on the gas.
I'm
I
telling you,
mean,
and I seen it, I seen it so early. You can tell it was so intense early, and we was coming back and we was making our shots. But I was like, come on, bro. I need y'all to make all the smart decisions though. And then when they came back, when I seen the Suns score, I was like, all right, let's do some smart stuff. Let's give it a Z. I see he got a mismatch on him, and then they go away from it, and that's when they go back down and score, and they come back and still do something dumb again on offense. Then it's like, bro, like, oh man, that's when they got away. We were like, man, they started coming down and doing dumb stuff on offense. Like you taking shots when Zion got Bradley Beal on him. What are we doing? Like what are we doing? Grayson Allen on him. What are we doing? Like, give him the ball. Give him the ball. This was his night. Like this is like I felt like Z ain't had this many mismatches in a minute. I mean, who could match him tonight?
They ain't really. It was just a team effort. So they played like normal. Everybody played one defender on them and have a help defender off the center. Like everybody does that. They did it against Z all day. Even though he scores, all his shots is going to be difficult. It's going to be always a double team, a soft double team or a hard double team inside the paint. So, but the Phoenix Suns is 4-0 in the last 4 games. So they would beat everybody right now. After they lost to the Clippers.
They ain't got nothing to do with my
we're catching them at the wrong time.
And yeah, at the wrong time, man.
Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz are in the same boat as the Suns. They playing well right now.
Yeah.
So we got to make the adjustment to these teams because they've made changes. But I think the adjustments that they make as far as facing the Pels is totally different. And I also, I said this earlier, teams since that Dallas game, the second one, they've been getting physical with the Pels, extremely physical. So, I mean, with that physicality and that energy level, and then not to mention the team is still not known for their 3-point shooting. You know, we've had great nights with the 3-point shooting, record-breaking nights, historical nights, but the team still is not known for 3-point shooting.
I think this
for us.
I think this Utah game, the shooting is we're going to shoot a lot better this game. They're more of an interior defensive team, but they do get back out to their shooters, but they let you get some good shots, some quality shots. They dare people to beat them too, so we can get some good shots from them. Phoenix usually don't give up 3-pointers, so you got to get a lot of interior and you all mid range. But they was like, like Kevin Durant seemed like he knew everything like Brandon Ingram was going to do. Whenever Kevin Durant played Brandon Ingram one-on-one, like inside the defense, he knew he was going to go to the mid range. He knew he had height and length. He wasn't going to shoot over him. So and he couldn't get more physical than him because his body, I don't know. But we still have to hunt the weakest defender out there. That's one thing we don't do is hunt the weakest defender. Exploiting mismatches. Like we wasn't like going at certain people. And I'd have went like at Bradley Beal or Devin Book. Because they gonna give us the points on the other end. You might as well go back at them defensively. So put them in high screening roles a lot, multiple screening roles, wear their legs down, and still try to get points, man. Scoring the offense in. But we do have to be more physical. That's the only thing you can do against a team like that. Schemes is not really gonna work against them. I think physicality would.
Come
But
on, son.
I think mixing it up though, like I said, I think we still would have lost this game,
Yeah.
but mixing it up and constant mixing it up, showing
Do a
them
little
different looks,
competitiveness, right?
like a man doing man one time down the floor, and then when you get back on defense again, going into a 2-3 zone, going into 2-3 zone trap. You know what I'm saying? Just mixing it up, keep them guessing. You know what I'm saying? Just to
Yeah.
break rhythm. I think that would have
Mhm.
helped again, and then try to again go toe to toe with them with the scoring and stuff. But I think just maybe mixing it up a little bit more instead of just staying with
Facts.
one thing. I think that might have helped. It might have
No,
not, but it's something different. You know.
it would have helped, but we got to score so we can set up our defense. If we don't score, then we gonna automatically get in our man up because
We would
they get a
we would have
rebound. And
we would have stopped them if Stan was here.
stop.
Mm,
Stop.
mm,
Stop.
Stan said he
Where's
had them going over.
DC
Stan said he had them going over defense
at?
24 hours in a day. He
Nah.
said
well,
that.
Hey,
He was
y'all,
like, he had them
it's
going over defense.
it's getting to that 12 o'clock mark. So y'all say y'all end the remarks and Big Q, I guess you're in the show. Go ahead, Lex. We gonna start off with you.
oh, shoot, it's very abrupt. Uh, yeah, I hope we get this W against Utah. I think we played them many a times. They played us, but obviously they're playing different. So we gotta watch film and make the adjustment to how they're playing now to get this win, because they are in a good groove and a good rhythm, much like the Suns are. But we definitely got to come with it. Definitely got to knock down shots, but we got to go to a whole nother level with the energy. The energy has been pretty good, but it's got to go to another gear. And I think that hence with all the physicality that other teams are bringing, it seems like more teams are really more prepared and really dissecting the Pels, because we've always been taking difficult shots, but we really need to really start examining these games and exploiting the mismatches and taking advantage of situations. So just gotta continue to play better, continue to find the identity, find a way to be consistent, like consistently and not consistently inconsistent. Hope that wasn't too difficult to understand, but um, yeah, we got to show up and show out and go to another whole level of play. Because right now we're in the 5th seed, but there's still a whole lot of room to improve and grow and get better.
All right, Lex. All right, go ahead on J Black.
So the new sudden surge of the Jazz. I think you could watch it on I don't want to shout out another podcast, but Thinking Basketball had suddenly put up something about Utah and how they was playing in their last 10 games. So it's a lot of information on that. You can watch that, and it's I still think we match up pretty good with them. We're playing different as well since the last time we saw them. The last time we saw them, we wasn't playing Jayhawk. We playing them now. We're playing what I don't know if y'all saying Jose need to play more minutes, and I don't know. I'm content with it. Doesn't matter. I think Dyson needs to play with Jayhawk. But either or, it doesn't really matter. Actually, that don't really matter. That's not even a big thing. But I just think we need to go through Zion in the first quarter or Big V. What our original identity is going through the inside out and not outside in. Let our interior guys so they can go and get some rebounds for us, get some defensive stops, get the rebounds, make some free throws. If we do making the free throws, getting the defensive rebounds, not giving that many second chance, I think we beat mostly any team. Mostly any team. Not tonight because this looked like it was like a shock to their system. But we should be better prepared next time. But most teams we'll beat if we have our fundamentals. Boxing out and go and get the goddamn ball. Get the ball on defensive rebound, making our free throws, doing the same system that we always been doing, just with some more physicality on defense, and we should be good. It's not really a big deal. We still on the pace to that 48 game winning by the end of this year. So I ain't got no problem with that.
All right. Don, you got any closing remarks? Dang, you still here? All right, go ahead on Big Q, and then I'm gonna go after you.
No, you go ahead, DJ. You can close it out, bro. Shout out to the fam, man. Appreciate each and every last one of y'all being on the stream. Much love to everybody, man. Much love to everybody. Don, you there, brother? Oh, Don having problems. All right, so anyway, shout out to the rest of the fam. I appreciate y'all for chiming in. Shout out to Jay Black for his contribution tonight. Much love to everybody, man. Appreciate each and every last one of y'all. Please feel free to hit the like button and the subscribe button, and feel free to share the show on your social media feed. Shout out to the fam. Check out Lex's PPR report, mid-season analysis. She did a real wonderful job breaking down the game on that as well, man. And we're gonna, like I said, a lot of stuff we talking about, man. Just brainstorming here, and like I said, fifth right now in the Western Conference. A lot of pluses, some minuses, but damn sure we got to even off things, man. And I think this is the month where we have to iron out some of these wrinkles moving forward. A lot of stuff headed forward. We know they got rid of KLJ. We know that the first week of February is the trade deadline coming up. So, man, some stuff's going to happen. We're going to see some stuff going on. So we're going to be here to cover it. So shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all. DJ, you can go ahead on and do your thing, brother.
All right. So look, I got a question, Big Q and Lex, but when we gonna link up and go to the Pelican game, bro?
Okay, what's that?
When we all gonna meet up and go to a game?
To what game?
A Pelican game.
Oh shoot, man! I'm on the East Coast.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not yeah, y'all probably have to discuss that.
I'm weak.
I mean,
I'm weak.
I'm on Eastern time zone.
That's fine. All right, DC, you ain't in the live stream, but all right. If anybody, talk about our Pelicans, you tell them in the New Orleans Pelicans accent to get the flock out of here and go flock yourself.
So always makes me laugh. All right, so shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all, man. We're going to I'll let y'all on the next one, man. We'll be back on Tuesday. I think that is Tuesday. We'll be back for the Pelicans matchup against the Jazz, man. Y'all be easy. I'll let y'all.
They will want to win. That's my birthday.
All right. So shout out.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That